Well, it definitely is one big battle, and there's a lot at stake for it.
It will never change. And I think our souls are at stake. I really, really believe that. I think Jesus is the only answer. Sorry. That is, in some ways, a very triggering thing to say, and which tells you right there.
Too bad.
It's true. Well, it's true. And I'm not saying that to provoke. I'm saying that because I believe it. And
As right now, the beliefs of Tucker Carlson are in question, as he just released a very interesting statement regarding what in the world is happening with the Charlie Kirk investigation. As I think he's looking at the bigger picture of how self-destructive the right has been recently, as there's been theories upon theories, attacks, accusations, mud throwing and slinging that, in my opinion, represents a form of alternative media civil war that I would best describe as COINTELPROB 3.0 at play here that is meant to divide and conquer. This is something that I've been speaking about. I've been kind of screaming at the top of my lungs. Can we all just agree to fight the bigger fights out there while calling for transparency? As Erika Kirk now has officially responded to Candace Owens. Candace Owens actually responded in a short video on her Instagram. We're going to be playing that clip, as of course she is going to be doing her show too, addressing some of the rumors, as a lot of people are saying that Candace previously said that she would stop, only when Erika asked her to stop. It looks like Erika is asking her to stop. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next, as it looks like she is now questioning Erika and her response to the Egyptian planes, which she allegedly made with Barry Weiss. What in the world's going on here? We're going to be talking about that and a lot more all here on this independent media broadcast. And if you appreciate these types of videos, subscribe. Click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time that you spend with us. Now, lots of insanity always happening on the internet. Lots of people amplifying it. Lots of people have, in my opinion, very recklessly kind of attacked Erika. And I always kind of called these attacks out. I think a lot of them are just very insane, disrespectful, and I could only imagine not just the grief, but now the accusations that you have to go through. As a lot of this is, in my own personal opinion, very unwarranted, and I have always called it out from the very beginning, as Matt Walsh came out and says, this kind of thing is so stupid, I'm so sick of it. Have you idiots never been around a grieving person before? I dealt with grief too, and a lot of the things that a lot of people were pointing out are ridiculous when it comes to Erika. And he goes on and then talks about how a lot of these people who are mocking, making fun, don't really understand life loss and significant life loss. That does have an effect on people. As Erika Kirk, a couple days ago, was on Fox News talking about how Charlie's final book was written for her and for her baby. And there was something in there that said, just stop answering critics and haters. As it looks like there's a direct response now, as essentially kind of releasing this coded message on today's Fox News interview, as a lot of people are saying Erika Kirk has officially reached her breaking point, and she blew the doors off of the conspiracy machine, quote, targeting her family. And this is what she had to say, which was very pointed and pretty clear that it was towards Candace Owens.
Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
You know, this is when, of course, Candace released a very generalized statement, essentially kind of pointing an innuendo and making innuendos at TPUSA being responsible for what happened to Charlie. Something that, of course, I looked at, I examined, and I said, that's kind of a little wild of an accusation there that we need receipts for, we need evidence for. We haven't gotten any of the evidence. We haven't gotten any of the proof. We got, people acting weirdly or making misstatements about that type of event. Some people are saying they're lying, they were caught lying. Jimmy Dore is in defense of Candace here in response to this video. We'll play you and talk about his response here. And I like Jimmy, but I disagree with him a little bit here as, of course, Erika Kirk continues on.
I have to say it. I've never seen you like this.
No, this is righteous anger because this is not okay. It's not healthy. This is a mind virus.
This is also, I think, a direct response to Candace Owens telling people to get a refund on their donations to TPUSA, an organization that now Erika Kirk runs. And obviously, Erika Kirk saw that as a direct attack, as a lot of people were questioning the kind of financial viability in the future of TPUSA. And again, we don't know exactly what their actual kind of position and situation is. But some people allude that it might be not as good. And now Candace saying, hey, they're responsible, take away, get the donations back from them, is something that, of course, is directly going after Erika, now her organization that she's the head of. And therefore, I think this is why she is now officially kind of responding to this type of alternative media, civil war, COINTELPRO kind of situation that's been ongoing here. Now, before playing the rest of this clip, and a lot more, and going into Jimmy Dore and Tucker Carlson's, I think Tucker Carlson has more of a rational type of approach towards this that I think is something that we've been kind of standing behind ourselves. Before getting into all that and a lot more, check out thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Get your Christmas sweaters so they could still come in the mail before Christmas. The shirt that I'm wearing right now, it's a picture of Karl Marx saying, "Gibbs me that." The quote is attributed to some homeless guy. It's meant to be a kind of facetious, funny, ridiculous shirt that is meant to make, of course, people laugh. Let me see if I could find that shirt. I'm going to have my guy, when you type in Marx, to be able to, of course, find it here. But we have a lot of great shirts that are meant to create a conversation and to find like-minded people. This is one of the best ways to find your tribe, to find like-minded friends, maybe even potentially a mate here. Lots of shirts that are very controversial. Our members have even more controversial shirts, by the way. But this is the great way to speak your truth, especially at large family gatherings. And most importantly, not be afraid to fully express yourself. So, thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Check it out. Support it. Get it now. Your support is greatly appreciated. Now, here's Erika Kirk continuing on today's Fox News interview.
Yes, I believe in our judicial system. I do. We have a hell of a team working on this. Excuse my French. But this is not okay.
So you want to put these people back in the box where they've been creeping from?
I don't care what box you're in. But just know that your words are very powerful, and we are human. My team are not machines, and they're not robots. They are human. We have more death threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping threats. I have, you name it, we have it.
Yeah, and a lot of the people on the right don't even talk about it. And there are pretty significant. Now, predominantly, that's a lot of leftists and liberals that are cheering, celebrating, and have their own kind of wild theories about what's really going on here.
And my poor team is exhausted, and every time they bring this back up, what are we supposed to do, relive that trauma all over again? They watched my husband get murdered. I have no idea how I would have reacted if I was there that day. And thank the good Lord that I did not have to see that happen. But my team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed?
Yeah, and in a lot of instances, I kind of agree with that. Sarah Stock responded here by saying, Candace Owens previously said that the only people who could stop her and her husband and Erika Kirk. Well, now Erika Kirk is telling her to stop. What will be her response? It looks like Candace has responded in an Instagram video talking about a future conversation that's going to be happening between Erika Kirk and Barry Weiss.
Okay, super fun show today. You're probably seeing the clips, but Erika has gone off on conspiracy theorists. Obviously, every journalist out there is emailing me because it's about me. It's indirect, but it's also about me. And don't worry, in case you think it's not about me, she is going to name check me on stage with Barry Weiss on Saturday. How do we know? Because our mommy sleuths be everywhere. And they recorded the town hall today. And as soon as the town hall concluded, we got a flutter of emails. And what she says about the Egyptian planes, I'm sorry, not going to lie, it's a little suspicious. It's weird. It's a weird response. So look, we got to go there. Okay.
What did she say about those Egyptian planes? I don't know. Tucker Carlson raised this question on the Theo Von podcast, saying that, yeah, the Egyptian planes were following her. What was Erika Kirk's kind of response to this? As, of course, now she's going to do her show. I think she's doing the show in the making of this particular video where she says, today on the show, Erika Kirk goes off on conspiracy theorists. Read me. Will this strategy work on the general public? We learn about what Erika told Barry Weiss about those pesky Egyptian planes. And to be honest, quote, it's called, quote, weird. Now, a lot of people are, loving her, hating her. She definitely has been a firebrand. Jimmy Dore, who I like and respect, came out. And I kind of disagree with him a bit here. He says, it's amazing to me how no one will address any of the actual things Candace Owens has said. The TPUSA people, and he responds directly to Erika Kirk talking about this. The TPUSA people who have already been caught lying multiple times. Yes, there have been some statements like about them being heroes, but that's like, or them kind of jumping into action. And again, we have a lot of that when it comes to traumatic events, right? So I didn't really have a lot of merit in that. It's not like they lied about a lot of other stuff. We saw Charlie Kirk's security guard even talk about, police officers said they would have it, and they released a lot of statements. Erika Kirk has even called for the courts to get rid of some of their gag orders. And people are like, oh, this guy took a selfie when all of this happened. I'm like, who cares? Like, okay, the guy took a selfie. Does that prove some kind of criminal, sinister conspiracy? No, not that I've seen. Anyway, he goes on. And let's remember, you only lie if you're trying to cover something up. Well, traumatic events and people's recollection of it, sometimes they mismatch. And that does happen. And that's why witness testimony isn't always the best. That's the truth here. Those people are crying victim, just like their donors do while committing, quote, a genocide. I think we know what he's talking about. Now, if I would lose someone that's a loved one and people were kind of pointing the finger at me, I personally wouldn't like it. But I still would try to address the kind of situation. And it looks like there potentially will be a conversation between Candace and TPUSA. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, Candace said no. TPUSA said no. Well, supposedly on the 15th, there still might potentially be a conversation. I hope there is. And I hope there's the easing of tensions. And I hope we could see the bigger picture. I hope we could all come together and have a better understanding of everything that kind of happened here. I hope that still happens. Now he goes on. The fact that Erika Kirk, along with everyone at TPUSA, has zero questions about the obvious FBI BS narrative about the assassination is beyond puzzling and beyond belief. Now, I have my own questions about what actually happened here. Some of the people at TPUSA still do. I remember I even talked to Andrew Kovac. I was like, Andrew, do you have any questions regarding what happened here? He said, yes, I do. And then he confirmed the BB letter. He confirmed the Candace text. And we can't say that there's been a total stonewalling here, right? Because there has been some effort. Now, this is where I think he's wrong. Tell me again how a .30-06 bullet didn't blow his head off or leave a drive-through window in the back of his neck. Seriously, go ahead, tell me again. Well, there's some ballistic experts that are saying, it does happen, especially when a bullet hits bone. And that's how some people have explained it. Now, should you explain it by saying there was magic bones? No. That Charlie was Superman? No. But obviously more data, more information will come to that. Do I find this aspect kind of suspicious? As Nick Fuentes even brings up, if Charlie wasn't shot by a .30-06, why would the FBI plant a .30-06 rifle in the woods? It makes no sense, right? Why wouldn't they just place... What the CIA was short on rifles? like, oh, we got this one, doesn't match up with the ballistics, let's throw it here. It doesn't make sense when you look at the grand scheme of a conspiracy. I do believe there's a conspiracy. I do believe other people were involved. I do believe that we need more transparency and honesty. And I believe the bigger picture from all of this is me taking a step back and saying, we need transparency, right? He says, tell me how a shooter was allowed to get on the roof in the first place. The security guard gave us kind of an explanation. The security guard's explanation should be met with an investigation into the police officer or the police officer unit that said they would be there, and they should be held responsible. Now, Tucker came out just a couple minutes ago and he released a video how he wants more evidence, how he wants a lot of these theories to go away by releasing a lot of this information to the general public. This is what he had to say. After about 4 minutes, he was like, look, I love, Erika, I love Charlie, I love Candace, I like all of these people. Let's just release the information. And I think that's more of kind of an understanding here, because there are a bunch of people that are more oriented towards conspiracies. I think you could disprove a lot of the conspiracies. I think you could talk out a lot of the conspiracies. And if there is a conspiracy, it deserves to be exposed, right? That's what the general public wants and needs, in my own personal opinion here.
So we're not under any obligation. Of course, we shouldn't invent theories to discredit the FBI, but it's not enough to have government officials tell us, well, this is the truth. We have a right, probably an obligation to say.
Yeah, and let's be honest, some people have been making up crazy theories. Palm weapons, shot from the back. And I looked at all of that, and I was honest, and I said, okay. And again, the latest thing is he got shot from the back. I was like, okay, let's look at this honestly. And I said, okay, let's examine this information. I don't think it's true, right? I had my own theory about what happened with the ballistics, but I came out and I was like, okay, I don't think, he was shot from the back. There's no evidence. I don't think he was shot with a palm gun either. But people were still going off on that. And people have been making up a lot of theories. And I believe those people should be talked to. And I think evidence needs to be provided. And I agree with Tucker here.
They will, can you prove it? And if you can't, I don't have to believe you. So if there's one thing that bothers me above all about the investigation into Charlie Kirk is that is getting lost. As people argue over what happened, we are potentially letting our largest federal law enforcement agency off the hook. It is the job of the FBI to find out what happened and to tell the rest of us, not hide behind, well, it's national security, confidential sources. No, tell us what happened. Show us what happened. Convince us what happened. That's your job. And we shouldn't accept anything less. And by the way, when we do accept something less, then, new explanations fill the vacuum left by the FBI, which we pay to.
Yeah, and I would argue it's the FBI destroying their reputation. It's the FBI getting it wrong. It's the FBI not really being very transparent and accountable here that has led to a lot of these theories. Now, some people are, of course, galvanizing these theories and spreading them and making them up and thinking of the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Then some of the people are profiting off of that. Sure, yes. But I kind of agree with Tucker. A lot of these people wouldn't be in business if we had more of a competent type of accountability effort here.
To explain to us what happened. And so I'm going to really do my best not to talk about things I don't understand, state things as though I know them when I don't know them. I'm going to do my best to stay out of it because I love Charlie and I want justice to be done in this case. But the rest of us should remain skeptical. We have a duty to remain skeptical, and we should not be ashamed of our skepticism. Thanks.
Yeah, raising questions is one thing, but saying, I know TPUSA did it, that's another thing, right? And then saying, take away their donations. Well, hold on there. You're acting like judge, jury, and executioner there. What are you doing, right? So I think there's a careful balance here. And a lot of people fail at that careful balance. And a lot of people fail, and they use this opportunity like a kind of Jerry Springer type of situation. Now, Andrew Caldwell came out, and he says he won't entertain any kind of theories about Tyler Robinson. He says that the evidence is watertight. Now, there's also a gag order, and obviously he's privy to more information than a lot of other people. Do we believe him? Again, we can't believe anybody, right? It's hard to believe anybody because, again, there's so many different variables. There's so many different type of scenarios and situations. And to me, asking questions is fine. Coming to a conclusion, like, you know exactly what happened? Okay, I get it. What are you doing? Like, that does a disservice to anyone, like, legitimately asking a question about things like the Patsy or trying to find out what officer failed here. what officer said he was going to get the roof and then didn't get the roof? Why didn't he get the roof? Let's talk to that officer. I think those questions are wanted. But I think a lot of people are on wild goose chases. I think some people are also obsessed with theories and want to believe stuff that there's actually no legitimate evidence and proof of. And I've been doing my best to say, okay, let's examine this accusation. Where's the proof or the evidence? Anonymous source. Okay, take it with a grain of salt. I don't believe it unless I actually see any type of legitimate evidence myself. Now, a lot of people are still coming out. 30-6 didn't take out Charlie. Matt Walsh responded to that. Okay, so various powerful government forces across the globe conspired to take out Charlie, and rather than just having him, die under mysterious circumstances in his home, a heart attack, or him taking himself out, which could have easily been arranged, or sniping him while he checked the mail one day and making sure the assassin was never found, which they also could have arranged, they decided to carry out the plot on stage, on camera, using Robinson as a patsy, who they allowed to be captured alive for some inexplicable reason, when they could have just made it a takeout, self-take-care job and tied the loose ends. And on top of all that, they used the wrong ammunition in the official story, along with leaving a trail of various other breadcrumbs that the internet could follow. And on top of that, they somehow convinced Robinson's own parents to go along with the charade, persuading them to offer their innocent son up to be taken out, while also letting them stay alive. That's what they're going with. You honestly find that to be more plausible than a leftist freak simply taking out Charlie Kirk, a man who was despised by every leftist freak in the world, really? And again, lots of people, because again, you're talking to like the conspiracy guy. I've been in this movement for a while, 20 plus years. I've been looking into conspiracies, and my general situation is, okay, let's not act like we're the grand type of understanders, and let's not be so self-righteous and so egotistical to say we know everything, because we don't. The evidence is still now out there. I would argue Tucker Carlson's take here, saying, I hope we get answers, release more information, let's quail some of the theories by giving evidence. I think that's something that is a more reasonable type of approach here than, of course, the other kind of lunatics that are saying, they're all in on it, which I think is very disrespectful to people who are dealing with extreme amount of stress and pressure. That's just my own personal take on it. This is a very difficult topic to discuss. I know there's going to be a lot of opinions, a lot of people unsubscribing, but what do you think is actually really going on here? What is your solid proof? What is the solid evidence? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for supporting me on thebestpoliticalshows.com. Thank you so much for watching this independent media broadcast. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys doing that, and this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here on youtube.com/weare.